now? 31 characters?
Yeah, well, Kratos, if you want to count Kratos.
Oh yeah, so 32 if you count Kratos.
Alright, is this button check or are they
No, I think they're going.
Okay.
They want to get back to it.
We are at the
We got
grand
old Shang.
finals. Yep, old Shang Tsung as Detroit ballin'.
Getting his nuts kicked in. Okay, this is a pretty exciting rematch. This is generally what the finals end up to be, but it's always a good one. Yeah, I don't think he meant for that projectile there. Breaks the combo there to get out of jail. Down one anti-air.
I can't figure out if Ballin's going to go for a pressure game or if he's trying to zone out. It looks like he's being very hesitant, playing very patiently, which isn't working for him right now.
Oof.
Neither player wants to be in the corner. That's where a lot of the death happened in the last matchup we saw between these two. And now Detroit Ballin not only lost that first round, but he's starting the second round in the corner.
Morty is now in the corner. Let's see if he can try to maintain this position. He definitely does not want to get cornered. In the last couple matches that he's played Detroit simply jumps over his head, and all of a sudden, he's in a horrible position and ends up losing the round a lot of the time.
And right now, I really like what Morty's doing here. He's trying to stay in between Shang Tsung's up skulls while using rings to keep Detroit Ballin in the corner. I really like that strategy, but it looks like Detroit's now out of the corner and has Morty in the corner. He gets out, though. Let's see if he can continue the corner pressure.
Oh no, here we go.
This could be big damage. He does have breaker, uses it.
Got a breaker. Escapes the corner. Does safe strings to push him out. Nice overhead there.
Morty being a little bit dangerous. Detroit could have woken up with EX Soul Still, which would have gone through anything Morty had done. Detroit now trying to zone out again.
Nice projectiles there.
Probably not
getting
the best
hit with
strategy.
him. Perhaps a momentary lapse of concentration from Detroit gives up game one.
And once again, Sonya is fully clothed. I don't know what's going on here. Just because she's not
much
black
battle
doesn't mean
damage
you
on
need to
that
leave her
chest.
clothes on, Detroit.
Morty digging the white chocolate.
I don't know if Sonya counts as white chocolate.
Does she count?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Johnny Cage already took her out to dinner, so whatever you want.
Well, I don't think they actually made it to dinner.
No one does in the nether realm.
Are they in the nether one right now?
No, actually they're in Outworld. Excuse me.
Well, no, this is Shaolin. So China, I guess.
This is Outworld.
No, this is the Shaolin Temple.
Where is that?
I don't know.
It's not in Earthrealm. It's not in Earthrealm.
No, it's not Earthrealm.
Because remember in the story mode, this is the beginning, where they fought with Shang Tsung and all those other fucking creatures that weren't from Earth.
Mortal Kombat 1 just takes place on that random island.
Yeah, so? That's Outworld.
Well, because they go to Outworld in Mortal Kombat 2. That's the whole point of Mortal Kombat 2.
Fuck.
Maybe you should brush up on your Mortal Kombat lore.
It's not canon.
We need to get a different commentator here.
It's not canon.
It's not canon. In canon, they go to Outworld for Mortal Kombat 2. Where have you been?
In Earthrealm. Keeping my feet on the ground.
Anyway, back to the
match. Another failed input there from Morty. He's going to pay for that.
Morty now being pushed out by Detroit Ballin. Gets in, has Detroit Ballin in the corner, gets the overhead mix-up off the military stance.
Nice jump away kick to keep him locked there.
Morty continues the pressure. Detroit gets out.
Steals. Gets an art kick.
Let's see Detroit Sonya. Detroit Sonya pulls it out. Not really much impressive showing, but you know the art kick is all he needed. And that's the first game to Detroit?
That is the first game. Yeah, it is 1-1.
This is a 3 out of 5 set, and Morty Seinfeld needs to win 2 out of 3 sets. He needs to win back-to-back sets. My fault.
Yeah, Morty does need to win 2 sets, so if he wins 3 games, he's got to do it again. Detroit has never lost in this tournament. You got to eliminate him twice.
Detroit opens up with the first hit bonus. Morty trying to get in, gets hit by that up skull. Detroit now going with his pressure game, drops the combo.
Tries an EX cartwheel on that jump and doesn't work.
Morty
gets a jump in punch, doesn't capitalize.
Morty now has, he did have Fallen in the corner. He now still has him in the corner. Going to go with that ring pressure again. Detroit with some pressure of his own.
Nice dive kick.
Morty does have a significant life lead right now.
Sonya's saying, I will trade projectiles with you. I don't care. You don't have a bar. And even if he did, he's not able to convert that into a win. Smart play by Morty.
And Detroit starts the second round in the corner. Let's see if Morty can keep him there. Detroit immediately tries to get out, but then backs himself back in. I don't know if I agree with that strategy.
He Morty trying to play defensively, trying to keep a very specific spacing. I think I see it. He wants him to jump into the range of that down 4.
He also wants to stay in between those up skulls. Now he's moving in the corner. But Detroit gets it down 1 to juggle, keeps his pressure game, now puts Morty in the corner. Morty
tries to go for a dive kick.
Good breaker, though. Detroit burning meter there. I don't know why he'd burn that meter.
Nice uppercut. Goes for an overhead and misses. Sonya's got no meter, and this is going to hurt. Unless he decides not to spend the meter.
I don't know why he could have had the win much earlier. Still ended up using the meter. I don't know if that was a drop combo. Maybe we should call him Detroit drop balling.
Wow. That was a lot of vitriol. Jesus Christ, man. It's a game.
It's never just a game. Don't touch me. I'm not Kyle.
All hetero. All hetero.
I'm not Kyle. And back to the match. We've got a riveting one here.
Riveting. That's a good word for it. Nice instant dive kick. That was as instant can be, really.
Good breaker. Detroit had to do it or he would have lost. Morty definitely has a commanding lead here.
Nice instant dive kick again.
And he ties it up at 1-1. Let's see if Detroit...
It's 2-1.
I'm sorry. I'm being corrected by the lady of the manor.
Yeah. Jeez, it's 2-1. Fuck.
My mind was on Kaio. I'm sorry.
Of course. Everyone's mind is on Kaio right now. Is your mind on Kaio? Yeah.
I think you'd like to put something else on Kaio other than your mind.
It's not just me.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
You and the unknowns out there.
The unknown unknowns.
Shoutouts to Tekken Tag Tournament.
Shoutouts. It's a good game. Play it.
Detroit has switched up to Jax. I don't know if I agree this at all. I understand him going for the surprise factor, but...
Armor going through that projectile.
I don't know.
Sonya's got meter, but Jax has that rush down.
I can't say I agree with this. Well, let's see. Maybe Detroit knows something I don't. So far, he's doing pretty well, so I guess I should shut my mouth.
Jumps over that anti-air. He's going to get a full combo on Jax here.
Misses the end of it for the reset, but is pushing Detroit back with that down 4.
Oof. That's only a 2-hit combo. It's almost impossible to break. Gets a jump-in punch. Doesn't get to capitalize on it.
Morty with the mix-up.
And again, doesn't get anything.
Oh, Detroit dropped that. That is not what he wanted, although Morty did have breaker. Detroit with the preemptive jump kick into air throw. Perhaps this was a really good choice. Maybe Morty is not familiar with this matchup.
I think he's trying to go for unfamiliarity with the matchup to try and gain some advantage.
Morty dropping combos. Good anti-air uppercut. Now Detroit is trapped in the corner, but Morty backs away. I don't know if I agree with that.
Hits that EX whatever it was. Nice uppercuts there. Kind of risky. Yeah, another one.
You cannot jump in on Sonya.
Jax jumping. Oh, jumping Jax. Let's do him.
And Detroit falling apart a little bit there. Jax is definitely susceptible to low attack simply because that dash punch is never mid.
Whenever I think about jumping Jax, the first thing I think about afterwards is Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Or Kaio Police.
No, Bill Nye the Science Guy. He's a real scientist, you know.
I heard. I'm a real doctor.
It's all about science.
And Morty has Detroit.
Wow, uppercutting all that crap. Saying, get out of here.
Detroit burning meter to get out. Now has Morty in the corner. This is a very dangerous way.
That. I think that was a failure and an overhead.
And
Morty's going to reset this.
Let's see what Detroit goes with. I'm going to guess Cabal.